Hello everybody, Flik here, and welcome to a little look at Total War Warhammer 2. However, it's not going to be like a standard let's look at, as this is sponsored content, as the music reaches crescendo here in the background. Maybe a bit louder for me than it is for you, but let me just turn down the volume here. So yes, I am being sponsored to produce this coverage. That means I'm being compensated for my time by Sega via Game Influencer, so I cannot claim impartiality here, so we'll not be doing like a let's look at analysis like I did for the first Total War Warhammer, which is available on my channel. We're going to be looking at the two campaign modes available across two videos in Total War Warhammer 2, at the features available, a little bit of the gameplay, and if you'd like to see more going forwards on my channel, by all means let me know. I have been playing a little bit off camera. I've played about 2 or 3 hours of one of the campaigns just to remind myself how the game plays. But we're going to start a new campaign, we'll see the introduction, and I'll play as a race that is both new to the game and also new to me in general. So let's go to the new campaign. So we have two choices here. We have the Eye of the Vortex, which is the standard base campaign for the mode with the 4 new playable races in Total Warhammer 2, and then there's also Mortal Empires, which will be the focus of the next video that we'll be able to see in a couple of days. So I'm not going to go into this one too much right now, but it's basically an amalgamation of Total Warhammer 1 and this one. If you own both, it's available for free, but we'll look at that more next time. For now, we're looking at the Eye of the Vortex, which is set in the New World, if you're familiar with how the Warhammer Fantasy, as in the physical tabletop game, works. Set after the Calamity, or whatever it was called, and now people are vying over power of this Vortex that you see in the background. So I have tried the High Elves, which is one of the 4 races, but we'll look at all 4 here. Yes, I was playing as Tyrion off camera. He is probably the best beginner character to play as, if I had to guess. But you'd also have another High Elf option in the form of Teclis, I think. But his initial start is hard, so he's for the more experienced player. Also, I believe he does not have set story. Yeah. You can enable campaign introductions if you've never played as a character before, but usually the secondary Lord is just if you want to jump straight into a different play style without a campaign there as well. You still have to basically do the same thing, which is conquer the Vortex, take control of the Vortex. But anyway, we're going to be playing as the next race, so let's skip along to the Dark Elves for now. The standard Nagarond. Oh wait, no, that's where they start actually. His name is Malekith. His normal start is just based at normal difficulty, although that's just the difficulty rating of where they start on the campaign map. You can actually just lower the difficulty or increase the difficulty of the game here as well. They start with different units, they have different traits, they have different racial attributes. Again, there's also 2 lords. I'm not sure if that's safe for YouTube, quite frankly, lady, so I'm going to very quickly click along to the Skaven. And in the first Total Warhammer, the Chaos Warband had a very unique playstyle in that they couldn't take settlements. They were roaming warbands, so they had a very unique playstyle that was very difficult to get to grips with. I tried it and probably failed, honestly. I think the Skaven are this game's version of the race with a twist, because they kind of always lie in secrecy and stealth. They're very sneaky. Like as it says here, settlements appear to be ruins until you're nearby, and then you discover they're actually infested with Skaven. Very interesting playstyle by the sounds of it. Very intimidating to a relatively inexperienced player. I played a lot of Shogun Total War 2. I played a little bit of Total Warhammer 1. And usually, in general, when I start playing a new game, I tell people not to backseat me. For this game, I'm gonna, because my playstyle doesn't fit well with it. I want a full army guarding every settlement I take, and that doesn't really work. You've got to be willing to leave settlements unguarded. So honestly, give me your tips. Specifically for the Lizardmen, who is the people we're going to play as. Lord Mazdumundi. He looks fantastic. One of my friends who played the tabletop version of Warhammer Fantasy growing up, he was mad into Lizardmen. He just loved them as an army. I remember some of the models looking amazing. So that's why I'm going to pick them. There is also an alternative leader, but he doesn't have a campaign. So we are going to play as him. We're going to play the campaign introduction. So the way that the Lizardmen work. Geomantic Web. Settlements are linked by a network which boosts the power of commandments. Commandments are kind of provincial bonuses, depending on what you want. Periodic missions allow access to powerful blessed variants of certain units. Okay, so they have a chance to get much stronger. Beasts suitable for every task, though some are so ferocious they may lose control and charge ahead. I like the way you think. And additional starting units, temple guards, and solar engine. Ooh, a siege engine. Nice. Oh, I think it does a death beam by harnessing the sun, judging by the name of the attack, Beam of Kotek. That sounds pretty amazing. Alright, I'll be quiet for a second here while we see the introduction to the Lizardman campaign. I imagine it'll be slightly different to the High Elf one, but the general gist is still going to be the Vortex has to be controlled by my army. But let's take a look.
Since the days of creation, the reptiles have dominated the jungle continent of Lustria. The ignorant call the creatures Lizardmen. The wise know them as defenders of the world. In ages past, the Old Ones had a plan. But then the stellar gates collapsed, the Old Ones fled, and demons flooded the mortal plane. Led by the Slann, the Lizardmen fought the demons that surged across Lustria. Yet, it was the elves that created the Great Vortex. A swirling maelstrom that siphoned the world of chaos, withering demonkind. The world was saved, but the Vortex endures only because it is bolstered by the power of the Slann, via the Great Warding. If the warding should fail, the demons will return.
The forked tongue of Sotek hangs low in the sky. The Slann have felt it. Now I see it. Brighter, clearer. Its hiss disturbs the winds of magic. Look, Targrax, the sacred plaques. One prophecy shines above all others. Vortex of the warm blood. But the full meaning cannot be deciphered. If our master will not wake, we journey to the city of the sun.
So there we have the setup. That was the first time I've heard the Lizardmen talk, and that was some ASMR type stuff right there. That was great sound effects on them. So as we load into the campaign, we'll be playing as the gentleman on the floating pillar. I'm going to probably refer to him as Mafia Frog, but we'll see. He almost looks the part. Almost. But because I've enabled campaign introductions and whatnot, I believe we'll have a tutorial battle to start with. If you're familiar with how the Total War games play, it might be a little basic, although the Total Warhammer games in particular, the first one did this as well. As well as having heroes have special powers, you also have the introduction of magic, which can affect things. When I was playing the High Elf campaign in this game, had like a fire phoenix, and although you could kind of charge it into enemy units, the ideal way I found to fight with it was to actually make it fly over enemy units, bombarding them with blasts of like super hot air. Almost like a catapult, but a catapult that you move over enemy units. It was weak to range units, obviously, but I managed to decimate some Dark Elf spear lines with it, which let my cavalry charge in from behind. It's a whole thing. If you're not familiar, if you missed my Let's Look Out of the first Total Warhammer, or any of the other Total Warhammer Total War games, you'll see, it's a grand strategy game. The idea is to get to the Vortex. Each race has a slightly different purpose on the way. Like the elves are collecting shards. It sounds like we're collecting plaques of some kind. But there's kind of a two-layer game. We've got the overworld stuff where you manage settlements, and then you have the war aspect where your army and another army faces off on the field of battle. Terrain matters, units being tired matters, morale matters, everything matters. And as I was saying, my problem is I want every area as defended as it can be, which never pays off in the late game. Turtling does not work as ideally as I wish it did, because it's my preferred style of play. So this is the campaign map.
I bring you knowledge of the old ones. For now is the
and this is the same soothsayer that was in the first Total Warhammer. Essentially acting as a tutorial.
Or Norse, as they call themselves, have seen fit to trespass upon your jungles once again. They seek to ransack your sacred temples and carry off the treasure within to distant lands.
Oh, you're not going to get away with that.
While the solar city itself remains uncompromised, the enemy have rampaged across your wider territory, overrunning several smaller cities near the coast. Though your rapid return brings some welcome additional forces, the situation remains grim. See for yourself.
By all means, alright, we're in. It will be tutorialized.
Your kind have often had cause to discipline the skeggy raiders that dwell on the edge of the jungle, but never have they marched against you in such numbers. It would seem that Sotek's comet has incited the lesser races into acts of madness.
That does not surprise me. I like that you refer to them as lesser races, even though you're one of them. So, we'll move to points of interest. This is our settlement.
The sun is well defended, enlightened lord. Scars on its outer walls bear witness to the numberless attacks it has repulsed over the millennia.
Good.
Yet the warm bloods pour forward in great number. Be in no doubt.
Look at that. That is an amazing looking gigantic Lizardman. Although apparently, according to the introduction, I'm not allowed to call them Lizardmen. That's culturally insensitive.
The Norskans have overrun a number of your monuments in the jungle interior. These are ancient centers of power, and that power cannot be allowed to remain in the hands of such children as the Skeggy. The Norse warmbloods have advanced too close to your position.
Yes, it's time to defeat them. So what are we starting with?
Now, issue an order
Lord
to engage the enemy, my lord.
Mazdamundi, sorry.
And not prepared for
And some
an
Syrian
attack so
warriors.
soon.
I want to quickly look into... This is a nice thing. You can right-click any unit and basically learn everything you could ever want to know. I'm curious about their abilities. So they have primal instincts. They can hide in forests. Predatory senses. Can I press on this to know more? Not from here. Their leadership is pretty high. Their armor is middling. Well, not even middling, actually. But their weapon strength is real good. Units do gain XP and their stats go up, assuming they live. Anyway, let's jump into a fight.
Battle is upon you, Lord.
You're attacking the Skeggy.
The Norse are strong and savage, but your Saurus warriors are
So they're
surely
all
more
shielded.
deadly still. Blood shall be shed.
Normally when you take part in a battle, you are allowed to back off or let the computer handle it. Part of the fun is fighting the battles for yourself, but if it's, say you're attacking with 20 units and the enemy has 2, you might as well just auto-resolve, but unless you really want to indulge in some schadenfreude, I suppose. Anyway, let's jump in. I imagine because this is the first battle, will still be tutorialized. It'll ask me to move certain units to certain places. But that will help show off the mechanics of battle, terrain being so important. Not even just high terrain versus low terrain, other terrain types. Like forests and hiding units in them. It sounds like the Lizardmen might actually excel at that. As far as forests go, anyway. I would like 4 of these gigantic dinosaurs as part of my army, please. That seems like a fair start. Now, I should also point out, in the code for the game that was provided to me for the purposes of this content, it included for free the Blood DLC. It's I don't know if it's a meme at this point, if you can refer to it as such, but all the Total War games always after the fact get a Blood DLC that ramps up the amount of blood in battle. We're also going to hear our rousing speech before battle here. I don't speak that. It looks like he's floating. He's actually being held up by one really strong, really small lizard. Practically a gecko. Alright, we're in.
The scent of warm bloods drifts in the air, Lord Master.
So we can get right in there to have a look at our units. Oh, didn't mean to skip that, my bad.
They await only your command to advance.
Nice. Okay, we'll continue there. You can just like pan out if you want to have a big view of the battle. Tactically speaking, that's honestly probably for the best. Part of the reason why I probably don't do well in large fights is I want to get in there and I want to watch the fighting happen. Because they take the care to do all these wonderful animations you won't see. Like Shogun Total War was the same as well. They take all this time to do fantastic animations that I really like getting in there and watching. Anyway, let's take a look at our leader.
Your presence on the field inspires those you command, Lord Master Mundi. Under your wise instruction, they advance against the enemy with confidence. Wield your awesome power wisely.
Yep, so this is our lord. This is us. We don't want him to die in battle, obviously. He is eager. Right, there's one last place to look at, which was up on the hill, I believe, which is where we'll be heading for the high ground. Oh, and the forest.
This place conceal the enemy's
Yeah.
whereabouts, my lord. This hilltop should afford a good view over the surrounding area.
Yeah, so this is actually playing out very similarly to the High
time
Elf
has come to advance,
tutorialized
my lord.
battle.
First, select your own unit in order to rejoin your forces.
I can do.
Good. Now issue a move order towards your army. The troops are assembled
you want me there?
and await
There we
your
go.
arrival.
Okay, so compared to the High Elf leader, very slow moving.
Excellent. Your place is amongst your warriors, mighty lord.
That's
Your
right.
very presence encourages them to fight harder.
Yep, you can see the kind of like blue outline if I hover over my leader. That is his inspiration AoE.
The time has come to advance your warriors, my lord. Select your whole army so
whole
that
army.
the order may be given to all.
I have done.
Good. Now order your army forward, my lord.
I will do.
Let us
I'm
crest
going to
this
hold right
ridge
click
and
just
find
to
where the
kind of make
enemy
them
lies.
be like that. You can kind of specifically specify how thin the ranks are.
Your army advance in search of the enemy, my lord. Take this time to practice maneuvering your forces while not under threat of attack. Remember always that orders are issued.
I made the move a bit
only to
slower.
units currently selected.
There's no rush. Also, enemies, or allies and enemies, they get tired. So rushing up this hill would make them more tired. I'm fine with them just kind of sauntering along for now. Now when it comes to charging, however, we'll want to go full pelt. Now normally you have the ability to speed up time for moments like this because, you know, let's say I started all the way back here and I didn't want my units to be tired by the time they got to this hill. I want to walk them, but that would take a while, so you can speed up time when it's necessary. Or when, say, the results of a battle are a given. Now, in the tutorial, however, can't fast forward time, but they're almost there. And we should start to see the enemy units most likely in the little gully here, or maybe hiding in the trees. The Norse don't strike me as the hiding sort, however. And eventually we'll learn about our Lord's abilities. I assume he is more magic based. Whereas Tyrion of the High Elves, he does have oh, there they are, right there. He does have some magic availability eventually, I think, but he's mostly focused on jumping into battle.
To sight, my lord. We have caught them by surprise. Advance quickly before they can retreat.
You've got some hands on your belt. Are you aware of this? See, now we want to move fast. Get up there. Now they're not retreating, so I don't really have anything to worry about. But I want the bonus for charging at them down hills, so we'll just give it a second here, and then we're right-clicking, and then we're annihilating them. They are eager, eh? Oh wait, yeah, they're called Chaos Marauders. Charge. I want to see sumo slams with your floating chair. And by floating chair, I mean chair held up by a single gecko.
Assign individual targets for each of your units.
That's a good idea.
My lord.
That's a good idea.
Keep a wide formation. Do not let your forces be surrounded.
One on one. I don't know where my better target is for my lord, because if he is going to like do seismic slams, then him attacking a unit is the best bet. But it looks like Flik is going to interrupt me here. Oh, he knocked him over. He's like a cavalry unit. I see.
Their very lives may depend on it.
And he uses like psychic power to attack. High threat. Am I high threat? Maybe not. My units are doing okay though. I do wonder what would happen if I told my lord to just go attack if he went and floated into them. Get him, get him, get him. And as I say, you can get right into the thick of it. Now normally if you don't have the blood DLC there wouldn't be quite as much gore. Oh look at that, he did some, look at that! He smashes right through them. That's amazing. Oh, he is a big stompy lord. That's better than just one really good swordsman. Look how bloody the poor lord is. He's not that hurt though. One of the chaos units is fleeing though. Really, really fast.
See how they run from the battle. Press your advantage.
I will press my advantage. Chase them down. Chase them down.
Look, Lord Mazdamundi, more Norse
Ooh,
invaders
that's more of
advance
them, though.
against you. They come forward in great numbers.
Yes, they do. Is that 9 units? Oh, how embarrassing. They all forgot to wear pants
Move
today.
quickly to defend this ridge, my lord. The trees will grant your warriors cover, while the slope will provide them an advantage in combat.
Yeah, we need to get over there quick.
Advance upon the ridge without delay, my lord. That position offers you the best chance of victory against such a number. Order your forces forward.
The music, by the way, is excellent. It really gets your blood pumping. Are you moving fast? You are moving fast. Yeah, you've got to get up there. Now, we should get some reinforcements, most likely ranged units, so that we have the chance to damage them on the way. And they are purely melee based. Marauders. Oh, some with great weapons. Oh, here they come.
A party of skinks, my lord. Press these allies into your service. Some amongst their number carry javelins to throw.
Ah, okay.
These will prove most useful against the enemy.
They're adorable. Are they all ranged or just some of them? No, some of them.
The reinforcements now fall under your control, my lord. Move the infantry into your front line. The extra bodies are sorely needed.
So you are infantry. Let's put you kind of like there. You are ranged. So we'll put you there. I just want to make sure they are kind of like there-ish, and then Big Boss Man is right there. Okay, I think I've set up the enemy, sorry, my army rather, for the enemy as best I can. It's just a case of them getting there in time now. They're all moving at top speed. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that you can do this, but you can hold spacebar to see destination. So that's how the army's going to look. They're slightly overlapping, which was not my intention, so actually we can fix that. Just a little bit, just kind of like there-ish, and then I kind of like... Oh, like, oh, there's a map edge there, so that's why. Like that.
Be sure to arrange your infantry in a line for the coming battle, my lord. Each unit should cover the flank of the next.
Alright, they're still overlapping, but the melee units are going to charge down the hill anyway, so... Yes, and guarding your flanks is very, very important.
Excellent, my lord. The ridge is yours. Move your infantry out to block the pass and await the enemy's arrival. Do not be tempted out of position.
That's very important, yes. Do not be tempted out of position. You might be thinking, of charging down that hill, and believe me, the will to do that is strong. However, might as well bloody their nose a little bit, although I'm noticing the javelin throwers do not have the range of an archer unit. So let's just kind of put you there, then kind of put you kind of like there. Alright. And they will fire at will. They're set automatically to fire at will. This is Will, right here. There's Will. That's Will right there. So he's in for a hard time. Oh, one unit is firing. No, wait, no, they're hidden. So we can see their AoE. They're not going to get much chance to do a lot of damage. As I say, they have a lot less range than your standard archer units. Here they come, though. They'll start firing. Alright, let's charge. You there. You there. You there.
The enemy are nearly upon you, my lord. Be sure to make your presence felt in the coming battle. You have
So what is your
many
ability?
abilities to rally and empower your
Melee
troops.
defense and leadership.
Now is the time to use them.
Nice. War cry, basically. Charge. Charge. Warlord, that unit that's coming around my flank, you better believe that you can take them. Ah, that's the effect of the war cry.
Do not leave troops idle.
No troops are idle, all of them are fighting. Wait, are you fighting? Yep, in melee. Yep, they're all fighting. Okay, the hardest point is going to be in the middle because the enemy warlord is there. But if I can quickly decimate the left side, they can join the battle. Look at him stomping through. And there's the recast on his war cry as well. He's pretty tanky as well. He would get swarmed pretty easily because he's so slow, but they're preoccupied by the units over here. This middle unit is having a hard time. Why are they not attacking? Oh, they ran out of javelins. Or one unit ran out of javelins. The other unit is going to have to charge in. Everything must die. Yeah, javelins, they do not have a lot of ammo. That's the little orange bar below their health. Oh. Oh, this is the fun part. They are indeed sorely needed. Cavalry units excel at quick attacks and also attacking from the flanks or the rear. Oh, here we go. Let's follow them in. I'm sure my guys will be fine in the meantime. Although that said, my warlord is half dead.
Have them charge the enemy rear. The impact alone may break their courage to fight.
It will. Wait for it. Also, is my war cry ready? It is. Let's just do that as well. Wait for the impact. Poor sods didn't see it coming. In extended combat, cavalry units usually don't do too well. Oh, why do they have an exclamation mark? Attacked in the rear, very tired, out of control. Oh, they rampaged. No, you're not doing anything because you ran out of... Let's make you switch to melee mode and just get in there. So out of control units, I guess they'll just be doing their own thing. But as long as they're fighting, I don't mind. And now we're at the point where this is definitely going to be a win, so I can get to just kind of get right into the combat and watch. The cavalry units, I think, are chasing them down. There's my warlord just doing his thing. Oof. I think I just saw a torso splat the screen. Now you're kind of hitting your own units. Be a bit careful there. Alright, we're done. So that tutorial battle did play out the same way as it did for the High Elves. So if you've seen it once, you probably won't need to see it for the other races. You'll still get the story beats, you just don't get the tutorialization, I believe, if you don't tick enable the campaign intro. So we got some money.
Before your awesome bulk, Lord
Goes up there.
Mastermind.
My awesome bulk.
It only
That was my name in
remains
college.
to decide the fate of those
Yeah, so when we're done, we get to decide what to do with the enemies, although there's actually none of them left. We wiped them out to a man. But you can release them for some money. You can exterminate them for more XP. Or you can kill and eat them to replenish your numbers. I will take the experience, please.
Your forces are weary from battle, yet they still retain some strength to march on. See for yourself.
So
The
there's
distance
movement range.
your army can still move is shown around it, my lord. Plan your movements wisely, for your armies cannot defend the realm if they are not present to fight.
So red circles are spheres of influence. Armies have it, settlements have it. So you can kind of set up blockades without actually being within a settlement.
As one Skeggy force is defeated, so may others be sent to replace it. Move now to block the route. Good. Your army now blocks the approach to your capital.
Yep, so they're going to be coming
Any
from this
attack by
way.
the enemy will
They
need to
can't get
by
around
you
me.
first.
Not
See for
directly,
yourself
anyway.
How your forces control the area around them.
So that means they have to go through me.
Proliferates in the spawning pools, revered lord. More reptilian servants may be spawned into your service. Breed them now, and they will be ready to fight in the battles to come.
So what can we spawn? Skink cohort and the cohort with javelins. That's melee units, that's kind of a mix of both. I would like one of each. Well, let me have one of each. It will let me have one of each. Now let's see, one more. Take another javelin unit.
Excellent choices, my lord. Be aware that the recruits will take time to train.
They will
and
take
that
one
your
turn.
army must remain stationary while they do so.
Yeah, so that's going to be the force that's attacking us, basically.
You will, of course, be aware that armed forces cost currency to build and maintain.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to keep watch on your finances, lest ruin overtakes you. Let us review what destruction the warm-blooded trespassers have wrought on your territory, enlightened lord. Select the temple city. The province surrounding your capital is shown here, my lord.
Yeah, so the start of this campaign will be to retake
cities.
Monolith of the Fallen God and Ziggurat of Dawn. Probably the Causeway eventually as well.
And you control the land.
But anyway, we also have the settlements panel here. Yeah, that is the two that's included. And we are able to build basically what we like. We're going to upgrade our main base here, I think. Oh, once we click off of that.
Cities within the local province are shown here, my lord, along with any facilities they contain.
Yes, and we're going to have to upgrade our main settlement.
Are those cities in the province that were lost,
And they're
to the
controlled
enemy.
by the Norse.
A reminder of the need to reclaim them, my lord. Your capital and the buildings it contains are shown here, my lord.
Mm-hmm.
Work needs to be done to improve its readiness for war. Here we may see the state of the province that surrounds your capital.
Public order is
The
bad.
enemy raids have caused considerable unrest. Public order is suffering, as you can see, my lord. The agitators will need calming in time, but matters of defense are more pressing.
Corruption is a returning mechanic as well from Total Warhammer 1, where settlements could become vampiric and I think chaotic. I think there might be a third one I'm forgetting. We'll find out in a second once we click through these. Chaotic, vampiric, Skaven is the new one, so Skaven Infestation.
Your cities are the backbone of your state, my lord.
Yep, so if we upgrade, we can
Taxes
see
are
the
raised
differences on the
through
left
them,
there.
and they provide the infrastructure necessary
Ancient
to support
plaques, so
your
that's what the
armies.
Lizardmen need.
I humbly suggest you commission upgrades to your capital. Good. Construction will begin immediately, but will take some time to complete.
Am I allowed to pick something
There is
for
nothing
this?
more you
Nope,
can
not
do
yet.
for now, my lord.
We must end our turn, and then they're going to get their turn, and they are going to attack us. I have seen it. I have foreseen it. I love the way he vibrates between turns. That's pretty amazing. Yep, here they come. And they have to get through us, so we're having a fight.
The enemy opt to attack your position, my
Ooh,
lord.
what is that?
Ready your
Hell
forces.
Cannon.
The battle is upon you once more.
So they've got siege equipment. Interesting. Cavalry is good for taking out siege equipment. Hide them during deployment. wait until the battle is joined so that none of the infantry can stop you, sneak the cavalry around, decimate the artillery. Basic mechanic. It'll probably get tutorialized here. He is very shocked. He's seen that they have siege equipment. He has seen that we're a bunch of lizard people and is unimpressed. Or he knows that we killed Will.
Is upon you once again, my lord. Your forces are ready to deploy for the coming engagement. They may be positioned anywhere within the area shown.
Yep, which is also shown on the map if we get access to that in a second.
Always survey the terrain prior to battle and position your troops to gain an
Great
edge.
view at the back there.
The enemy gave battle, so the onus is on them to attack.
That's another important mechanic. Whoever initiates the combat, they have to attack you in the time limit given. If they choose to hang back, you can do the same, and it counts as a victory for you. So the onus is on them to hit us, which means we get to set up defensively, which honestly gives us an advantage.
May be used to conceal your forces. Arrange your cavalry here, my lord, and they will remain unseen until the enemy draw close.
Okay, classic. So there is the cavalry. We'll put them right in. Actually, yeah,
Good.
right there.
Your troops are now hidden from enemy sight, as you can see.
Yep, so the icon above there, that indicates they're hidden. I'd like to replace them slightly further forwards if possible.
Your unit cards, my lord, for they indicate the status of your
Chevrons mean experience.
Be mindful of your army. Success on the battlefield depends upon it.
And that's how many, or their health bar essentially. Ammunition, as I said before. And if they are flashing white, it means they're about to run away.
This ridge will afford your troops an edge in the coming battle, my lord. Place the rest of your troops close by and claim its forward slopes once battle begins.
Can I just move these forward a little bit? No, I'm not allowed. Okay. Again, because it's kind of tutorializing. So we don't have our extra units yet, unfortunately. So we're going to do the ranged units kind of like theirs. And then we're going to move forwards eventually.
Good. Your troops are ready, my lord. Just give the signal and the engagement shall begin.
We are good to go. So first things first.
The enemy
Ranged units
advance
up there.
the hilltop, my lord. Its slopes will serve your forces well.
Put them behind
Keep your
there.
cavalry hidden.
There. Because again, normally when I was doing this kind of tutorialized mission as the High Elves, archers could have stayed right at the back, but most range units have an option called Skirmish Mode, I believe it's called. No, not fire at will, where is it? Yeah, Skirmish Mode, so if an enemy gets too close, they'll back off. And I'm actually going to put it all...
My lord, the
too late.
enemy field artillery against you. They will be able to strike against your forces at great range.
Yes, they will. But I need to wait till that infantry unit next to them moves, otherwise the cavalry will get decimated.
Forces, my lord. Advance them through the forest, and they will be able to quickly surprise and overwhelm the enemy war machines.
Yep. Oh, they have cavalry as well. I think they charged in. So we'll just we'll walk there. Just kind of walk there, stay in the forest. And I want skirmish mode, skirmish mode.
Be sure to have your troops arranged for battle. Employ all that you have learned. Wear them down with missiles, pin them with infantry, then hit them in the flanks.
Oh, we have a new ability. Cold-blooded replenishes hit points of combatants, but it lowers speed, attack, and melee damage from me only, I assume. That's still pretty awesome. I'm not sure why it changed. The cavalry's sneaking along. We're not ready yet. They have to separate a little bit more. Ow! The hell cannon hurts. I don't like that they're sneaking around either. Let's turn skirmish mode off. I think that turned it on actually. Yes, turn it off. And get in there. Now is the time. They have separated. Move forward a little bit more. I need that unit there just to... Yeah, they're charging. They're charging. They're moving fast. Get in there and decimate them. Also, get in there and help. They're utterly ignoring the cavalry. I don't think they even know they're there. I'm going to take a big hit from that though. They won't get another shot off before the engagement happens. Alright, we're almost out of spears already, so melee mode, fight. Big boss man's going to help you out. They've still got lots of spears, so they can still keep fighting. Ah, look, they've turned to try and help now, but it's too late. Your artillery's gone, buddy. Finish them off so I can get you out of combat. They might get stuck in combat. That's the only bad part. They were so close to doing it as well without getting any any negative. Wipe them out! They're wiped out, they're wiped out. Get the cavalry out of there, they are not meant for prolonged engagements. They'll take some hits on the way out, but that's okay. Alright, now, toggle melee mode, get in there. Actually, get in there and help your brethren. Swarm them! Swarm them like Tyranids! The cavalry are still getting tied up in combat, sadly.
Your warriors rampage, mighty lord. They no longer respond to orders.
Try and get away. That's the only downside here. I wonder what causes the rampage for Lizardmen. If that's instead of instantly breaking morale, possibly. Although they haven't taken that many wounds. Oh, there we go. One of the cavalry units got away. There's the other one getting away. They will be able to do more in the fight. It's just I need them away from the prolonged encounter. I need them to strike from the flank again. I'm going to have them come around and get that archery unit if possible. And that heal was a one-time thing, unfortunately. One time for the fight, I assume. Alright, so once this unit gets broken, which is hopefully any second now. It's like having an army of velocidromes. It's wonderful. Where are my cavalry at? Cavalry are still taking shots. Oh, they're still tied up in combat, that's why. They couldn't quite get away.
The gods watch! Do not disgrace us!
This unit is still... Oh, there we go. Now they're running. They were holding it together for so long. Right, which cavalry unit is over here? You sort them out. You sort them out as well. So they're running. We might as well focus on the units that are not running. So get them. Big guy. Get there, big guy. Annihilate him. Oh, he tied up the cavalry. It's hard to pull away from a unit if they actually get in point blank with you, unfortunately. All of my units lived. Some of them have bloodied noses though. Actually, what we could do is switch them to ranged mode again. Fire at will is on, so if they want to fire at will... I don't know if the army has a will on their side this time, but if you can find them, you shoot them. Alright, now it's... Oh, here we go. Stomp this man. Stomp him. Oh, that squad over there rallied. Yeah, they're coming back. Oh, they're coming back as well. Hang on a second. They rallied at the last possible second. They saw that their leader was in combat and wanted to just madly charge in. That was a mistake on their part. I think almost all of them just died from that initial cavalry charge. You having an okay time there, buddy? You doing fine? You're looking a little bloodied. They're doing great. It is just the commander now that's holding back the fight ending. There we go. He's tough though, he only lost like a third of his HP. He has so many negative status effects though. Like shattered, army losses, very tired, he's running away. And after a battle you can save the replay if you want to rewatch it. I think you can edit it as well. I've never really spent much time in the save viewer though. We lost more than I feel like I should have. We lost 209. It's because if the cavalry had killed the artillery literally 2 seconds faster, they could have gotten away without getting tied up in combat and we wouldn't have lost at least 50 of those. Anyway, unit experience or replenishment. I'm going to take unit experience because we can get a chance to rest after this. It looks like the commander did live because he ran away. So now we've been issued a mission. Capture and occupy the the Skiggy settlement. Oh wait, no, it belongs to us. We have to get Fallen Gods, yeah, and we'll get 1,000 for that and 8 ancient plaques. So eventually the ancient plaques will come into focus here once we get access to diplomacy, technology, etc. Ideally, going to try and quickly get to that. An extra spawning in the Solar City. You've been granted, hello Windows 10, you've been granted the following units: Temple Guards and Bastillodons. So, oh, that's the Solar Engine. I have to see this. Do I have access to them? I do. Let me have a little look at this. The Solar Engine can disintegrate enemies with a beam of pure sunlight. That sounds amazing. Strengths and weaknesses. Causes terror. Causes fear. Doesn't look like it has any negatives. I bet it's slow, and obviously against cavalry charges it'll be unable to defend itself very well. And what was the other units we got? Oh, there. Temple Guards. Armoured and shielded, armour piercing, charge defense against large foes and predatory senses. Sounds good. So I don't know if we'll be able to cover everything I wanted to in this first video, but eventually we would open up the tech tree, which we can take a look at, but we just can't spend anything on it yet. It lets you take things in a variety of different ways. Elves have diplomacy, like not just normal diplomacy, which you can do from here.
Relations with foreign powers may be managed through diplomacy.
But they play the grand game of politics, and they actually have a political resource you can spend. Lizardmen, I assume, will not care about that at all, so they will not have access to that. They'll have something else. And then they also have rights, I assume is their version of commandments. So once you own all of the settlements in a region, so once we have Fallen Gods and Ziggurat of Dawn, we can issue a decree for the area. They'll give us more money or faster troop replenishment, that kind of thing. Geomantic Web is unique to the Lizardmen, so I'm honestly not sure about this. Oh, look at that. So this is, I guess this is, if you want to use a Warhammer 40k reference, this is similar to Tyrannid Synapse webs, I guess. Okay, so this is, and maybe, let's press on this, because I want to learn about this. Settlements of the Lizardmen are linked by a network of power known as Geomantic Web, an unseen matrix of energy which crosses the entire world. By increasing the power of this web in a province, a Lizardmen faction can increase the potency of any... Oh, it increases the potency of commandments, which is what I was saying, like can generate you more money or troop replenishment, etc. I see. Did not mean to close that. Thank you. It's good information. But what is it wanting us to do? It wants us to resolve or skip a turn. We can basically kill this guy. I'm going to auto-resolve it because he literally has no chance. And he was wiped out. So I'll actually take the triple replenishment this time so we can just push on. Rights of Ferocity, an ancient right that invigorates those reptiles who oppose trespassers, intruders and servants of the ancient enemy. This right is now available to be performed by the rights panel. Oh, I guess that's what happens when a Norse lord dies. It's a hell of a way to go. Okay. So let's have a look at these rights. So we can only do the right of Ferocity, so that will give me better experience, better loot, and an additional recruitment capacity. Oh, if you get that one, you actually get a guy. Well, I say guy, it's a gigantic lizard monster, but still, don't tell them I called them gigantic lizard monsters, please. We'll perform this right. Okay, what is this city being guarded by anyway? If we have a look at, like, garrison, not much at all. We can't quite make it this turn, though. We have unassigned skill points. Ah, yeah, we do have unassigned skill points. Overcast spell, Harmonic Convergence upgraded, cooldown minus 30%. Additional effect on armor. Or Inspiring Presence, or movement range. So we'll try this out. Harmonic Convergence. So there's the stats for my lord. And as you can see, you can take them in a lot of different ways. Assuming they live. Although I think maybe in the campaign your main story guy has to live. Whereas normally you can have lords that get upgraded. They can die. They can just get assassinated. Yeah, we have to wait till the next turn. Alright, we're going to end the video with the attack on the Monolith of Fallen Gods. There's a few more gameplay mechanics I didn't quite have time to show you. Oh, hello there. Oh, that's bolstered their defenses quite a bit, actually.
Your cold-blooded kind are the true guardians of the world, ancient lord. Yet the younger races care little for the designs of the old ones. Deploy your ferocious warriors and wield your most potent sorcery. You shall impose the order you seek.
Okay. We'll give it a go. I'm not sure now that they got those reinforcements how smooth this will be because my units are still... A few of them are wounded, but we did get given some more. Let's give it a try. So, oof, yeah, it is giving us the advantage. Now what you can do is force an army to come out of a settlement by laying siege to it, which is another option I forgot to go over. Surround the settlement and wait for the enemy rather than attacking head on. It would take them 6 turns to run out of food, essentially, and 12 turns until they are forced to surrender if they're not willing to fight me. It has some advantages because it means they have to come out and attack me, as opposed to me attacking them. So I can wait for them, I can set a trap. So I will lay siege to them and wait for them to come and get me, and hope that they come out in a turn or two. And we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to... Yeah, I can't do that while we're encamped. I thought not. So let's see if they come out and face me on their turn as I vibrate. That's how he just keeps himself entertained between turns. Gotta do something. They didn't choose to come out and fight me?
To work on improving your methods of warfare, my lord.
Genuinely surprised. Ensure that one of the following has been built.
Need even grander edifices.
I can do that, no problem. But what does this do? It would let me build more skink skirmishers. Okay, well let's build a... like a spawn pool or something. Oh, hang on, press on that so I know what I'm building. Underground lagoon, spawn pool for lower castes. Is that one of the options that you want me to build? No, it is not. You want me to build like a skink foraging camp. Oh, there's that. So once that gets built in a turn, that will complete this mission. It wants you to build more things in general, but that's just kind of introducing you to the city building mechanics. Let's see, I would also like to build that so I can build more units from my base, and the final slot I will save.
Recent events have sown disorder within your temple city, mighty lord.
Maintain at least
Take
10 public
steps to
order.
re-establish your will over your lizard
Well,
king.
in that case, what I should definitely do is build the building which improves public order. Not that one. Is it this one? Nope. Assuming you have it. There we go. That'll start public order. That takes 2 turns to make, though. More worried about whether or not they're going to come out and face me. And here's me thinking the Norse were tough. You scared of the vibrating gigantic frog lizard thing? Oh, you were waiting for reinforcements, that's why. Not many reinforcements, but still reinforcements. Alright, so now he's coming out. The battle is now in his favour because he has those 3 units. So you definitely never want to do auto-resolve if they even have a slight advantage because it will make you lose. But we'll try this. I don't rate my chances, but we will give it a go. They attacked me, they have to come to me, and the reinforcements will be slightly delayed, usually. So deployment is going to matter. I'm going to have to look at the range of this siege unit we've been given. And this will be the last fight we do in this video. But in a couple of days there will be another one showing off the other game type. I'll try and make sure that doesn't have quite as much tutorial since we've already done it. Winds of Favour, that sounds like it's fine. I'd like to start deployment. So, they're attacking us. We've got some high ground here and we have some forest here. So first things first, Cavalry, I'd like you to get set up as close to the forest edge as you can. You're both counting as hidden. Yes, you are. Good. Now, this thing. What kind of range do you have? Alright, pretty good. High ground would matter. So let's kind of position you there. And then... all my melee based units. All of them. Put them kind of like there for now. Or kind of like there. Big boss man. We're going to put there to inspire everybody. And he has the heal spell. And then my archery units, my sort of archery units, they're going to be taking primary position on this hill, basically. Enemy might have set up here. They won't have set up down there because it'd give them too much of a disadvantage. Alright, we're ready to get started. We'll have access to the fast times. Or fast turn times, rather. You can squad up units, incidentally, which I just did there. So now if I ever press 1 or 2, I get access to these units. You can basically fire straight away, which is perfect. And there's the reinforcements coming. So I need to try and do as much damage as possible prior to the reinforcements arriving. Let's make them be issue number 3, and I'd like you to kind of just sneak through the forest here if you don't mind. And come round onto their flanks. Oh, there's the fire. I want to see the death beam. Where's my death beam at? Oh, they have cavalry as well. Oh, they have ranged cavalry. That's very annoying. Actually, what I might want to do then is charge. Alright, my cavalry has been revealed. I'm going to need my big man to get in there. Instantly they're running away, but that's because they can fire and run at the same time, unfortunately. Hello again, Windows 10. Are you getting jealous of the time I'm spending with Total Warhammer 2? Please don't bash my heads in and drink in victory, that's very rude. Alright, let's get the big man in there. Don't want to use his heal, he only has 1. My lord is under attack. That's to be expected. Ranged cavalry, man, I hate it. I hate it because I don't have it. Look at them, they can just constantly run away from me and fire as they do. Now hang on, there's a unit there that's not doing anything. Why are you not doing anything? Get in there. If you ain't fighting, you ain't doing it right. Get in and annihilate. Is everybody fighting? Missile infantry, they're not currently firing. Why are they not firing? There they are. Now they're firing. Unfortunately, my cavalry is being drawn into their reinforcements because they're chasing the mounted infantry. So what I should do is attack in the rear instead, honestly. Now my artillery unit, let's maybe back you up kind of like there-ish. Might also be time to initiate AoE heals. As the cavalry go past. I haven't seen a death beam yet. I really want to stop and watch, but I have to manage this battle because they have the advantage. Oh, I have to target it? My bad. Cavalry. Can I target it? Cavalry. Not quite, they're out of range. There then. Alright, we actually decimated them here a little bit. Turn around and annihilate. Destroy. Show me the death beam that I want to see. Actually, maybe they can't harness the power of the sun because it's currently no sun. that's very possible. Or maybe he's melee based? I'm not honestly sure. No, toggle fire at will's on. He's not got melee mode on. Halt. Fire. Show me death beam. Harness the sun. Not one of my units is fleeing somewhere. More of their ones are fleeing though. What unit here is getting beat up? Hang on, they're out of ammo. Oh, they're already in melee mode. One of your units has ran out of ammunition. That would be you. Get in there. One of my cavalry units is the one that ran. Now, they've rallied annoyingly. Oh, they just rallied actually. If you're rallying, get back here. Was that the sun being harnessed there? I don't know. Get down there and, like, fight. I want to see you fight. I don't think I'm using that unit correctly. Now, they are not firing at anyone right now, even though they've got plenty of targets. Right, this cavalry unit actually managed to live. So did this one. Finish off those guys. We can still maybe pull out a win if I can make them flee. But they have the advantage, as I thought. The reinforcements got to them too quickly, unfortunately. If you're out of armor, get in there. Where's my lord at? Are you fighting? So get in there and help them. We can wipe out their units. It looks like he's prepping. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I've seen it do it. I'm satisfied with that. But I need you to like fire into the main crowd, honestly. Now, did any of my cavalry live? Yes, they did. They've just gotta... It's just a case of gotta try and take out the enemy now. Apparently I still have the advantage, according to the power bar. They have more troops than me, but apparently I have the advantage. Why are you running? You're out of ammo. Get in there. Take out their weak units. Yes, whatever that was, in English. Thank goodness my boss man is so tanky, although that said, he's been weathering a lot of hits. A few of his units are broken, but they're probably going to regroup, so we have to try and do damage. Get in there. Get in there, murder them. You there, shoot them. I lost a unit of spearmen, I believe. The Saurus warriors. Look how many bodies are littering this battlefield right now. Is everybody fighting? Yes. No, my warlord is not fighting. To use... Oh, there's their warlord. Get him. If I can break him, they all take a morale hit. Blast him with your psychic powers. One of my other units is running. It's super close. What's the casualties looking like? They've still got me by like 40 soldiers. That's not many. But my troops' morale was starting to break. They should regroup. These three. Actually, if I remember rightly, if you lose your warlord, your main story one... Oh yeah, there we go, they're rallying. They actually just respawn in a few days. All of you who rallied. Charge in and kill... them. I don't look at them. The mounted cavalry's coming around the side. If this group rallies, I can charge them in. We might actually pull out a win. I was looking very skeptical, but now I'm not sure. That looked like enemy meteors being cast on me there. Come on, regroup. I know you've got it in you. You've got it in you, guys. Come on. There you go. Get him. Actually, they'll probably give you the runaround, so just go into the melee and hope for the best. More of them are running now than us. Oh, that unit got broken actually. They're gone. Kill and destroy. Where's my boss man? How you doing, buddy? He's chilling out. He can't get past. He's probably super tired. Look how much blood he's coated in. He's done his fair share. He's having a kip. Wait, oh, there's the allied commander. Break them. They're the one casting magic. Oh, we've got them by like 200 now. Victory is in our grasp, barely. Enough of them are going to survive that I don't think I can immediately push on to the... Yeah, we actually pulled out a victory. That is amazing. We didn't deserve that win, probably. I also didn't realise I actually had powers over here. I was only looking at abilities, so I could have been healing. I can still do that before the battle ends, just do a little bit more healing. But let's end. I don't think I had any business winning that, but... So they survived with like, what, 400, 500 troops. I've got them on numbers barely, but they would have the home field advantage defending. I could go for replenishment, which I will, which will help a little bit. We did that, so we got 500 gold.
You now have the facilities to begin technological research, my lord.
I think I could take them. And I think I could probably auto-battle take them as well. Alright, we have access to the tech wheel now as well, which is... Oh, there we go. One of the generals died in battle. I'm not sure if that was... I think that wasn't even the one I was fighting. That was the allied one. Tablet of Spawning. Recruitment costs -5% for skink and chameleon skink units. Oh, they get stealth units. Again, probably not the best thing to do. I'm just going to auto-resolve and see if I can cap this place to end the video on a positive note. We have massive advantage apparently, so I will auto-resolve. And we barely won. Actually, no, we didn't barely win. We only lost like 76. And I am going to occupy this place. Achieved victory over Chaos multiple times, so we got a blessing. +5 leadership when against Chaos and Norse. So yeah, your characters don't just get levels and skill points, they can also pick up traits, they can pick up equipment. Oh, we just got a passive ability, Scarecrow Banner. So you got a banner. -4 leadership for enemy units. They're scared of scarecrows, it's understandable. And we finished the quest for taking that. So that is the... Oh, he's celebrating. That's how the basic flow of gameplay works in Total Warhammer 2. We're going to be trying out the even more chaotic mode next time, which includes all the armies from Total Warhammer 1 and Total Warhammer 2. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, this has been sponsored content, so I was compensated for my time. In the description box below, there will be a link that you can go to check out more information about the game. Maybe get it for yourself. It's available on Steam and other places. I hope you enjoyed this look. Yeah, I like the Lizardmen. They seem fun to play as. Different style to the High Elves. My name has been Flik. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video in a couple of days. Ta-ta for now.